All right, gentlemen, today we're going to talk about how to experiment with your style to get compliments. Ryan, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, guys, let's get into it. Now, Ryan has an amazing channel, which I'll link to in the description, called Show Her Off. And within a short time, you have become like a country western dancing king. I mean, anytime we go to a place, this guy goes out and country western dance, he is recognized. And one of the reasons is because he's very recognizable. You actually, when you see this guy, you remember him. He's got a distinctive style. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. How did he put this together? How did he experiment with his style? So when he walks into a place, he's getting compliments, whether people recognize him or not, because he's got that distinctive look.
So tip number one, when you're experimenting with your style, and this is what I've done, is getting inspiration from movie, TV, or book characters that resonate with you.
What are some examples of things that you've pulled from stories
good
and
question.
movies?
Yes. Right now, what I've experimented with and found that I liked is vests.
Yeah.
To the point of the tip, like I got inspired to try these by watching the show Hell on Wheels with Anson Mount. Like he wore a vest. Now it's a Western leather vest with a pocket watch and stuff, and I had that at one point too. But that was something that I started trying, and that leads me to tip number two, which is like when you try things, try it more than once and like be comfortable with experimenting.
So you tried off vests that didn't work necessarily. You had the idea of where you wanted to go,
right?
But you started to try it and you failed a few times, but you also succeeded.
Yeah, because I
learned. And
you
focused on those wins,
right?
And then you stepped it up. I think you went to Suit Supply. You found a number of their vests.
This is like one of the vests I like, and I found it works well because another thing that I've experimented is with a lot is color. I like wearing color, not tons of color, crazy all the time, because somebody told me that only wear one piece of flash.
Like you don't want to have too much attention. Now let's bring in this shirt here.
Yeah.
This isn't the color purple, the color of kings, but we also see lavender, a lighter color, and it's a unique design, and the color stands out, and it looks great on you with your build.
Yeah, it fit well.
Yeah. So focus on the fit. He brought in some color, and he's having fun. Again, he's experimenting. It's not always going to work. You're going to have certain pieces you're going to buy, and they just aren't going to work out too well. But guys, you will occasionally find winners. Also, I think that you need to practice wearing this clothing to build up that confidence.
The third and final tip is if you are trying something new and want to experiment, don't change 5 million things. Like I'm a big believer in focus on one thing at a time.
So don't go from t-shirt and jeans to a 3-piece suit.
Right, that's like a total overhaul. And what this is about is just experimenting. Once you kind of have your base of style, then you can start adding in some style which reflect and tell the story of your personality more and who you are.
And I tell guys a lot of times, practice wearing around things you're familiar, just around your own home. You can simply wear it for your family in and around there. Yes, I know that sounds like, well, really, is that practicing? Yes, it is. And you get used to wearing it. Now, we're going to bring a picture really quick of your pants. And you love these olive green pants, which really stand out in a sea of blue jeans, and mostly blue jeans that don't even fit well. These fit you very well.
Right. These are, just flat gray pants. But the reason I'm all about lean wardrobe, so like this really pops because now
this is a non-color. It's gray, so there is no color here, and it allows this color to do its job even better.
Right.
And what's great about this is you could actually wear a deep blue pair of jeans, and it would still look great with this.
Well,
but
and,
I think the
same
gray
thing. So switch it out. At the conference, I wore this with the white dress shirt, and then these pants. So now the only color that kind of stands out is it's blue. So
and normally it's a bit of a muted color, but it stood out because of the color combination of the white with the gray.
Right.
Now, one thing I love is, again, getting back to his point, introduce one piece at a time. I'm looking at just your style in general. But this ring in particular, he gets compliments on this.
Yep.
And most men, they say, a man should only wear one piece, his wedding ring. Well, not really. You're not married.
I am not married.
This is something that, how many times you get complimented
all the time. Yeah, from girls and guys.
And it was something that you weren't used to wearing, but you started to practice. You experimented, and now you get compliments.
Yep.
Your beard. You didn't always have a beard.
I did not.
So Ryan wanted to look great. He wanted to show that he was intentionally sending a message that he cares about the details without wearing a suit. I know so many of you guys, you don't want to pull off the sports jacket. The pocket square, the whole dress shirt thing is not your deal. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, Ryan, your boots. This is something that I remember it was one of the first style pieces you added to your wardrobe. Speaking of adding one thing, you just simply stopped wearing those ugly running shoes and you threw on a pair of boots. Does anyone not compliment? I mean, you probably get tons of compliments walking through the airport.
Yep.
Well, I mean, just anywhere you go.
Yeah, and very often people, they'll say, "I like your boots," like, "Oh, those are really nice," or "Where'd you get them?" or "What's what other pairs do you have?" It opens conversation.
But I will tell you guys that again, following these steps, all of a sudden you're able to slowly experiment and start to have fun with your style and get compliments. Compliments, why do they matter? Because they just make us feel great.
To me, it means I'm dressing authentically because it resonates with who I am. And so when people recognize that, and when I see other people dress well, male or female dress well, it's not a hitting on thing. It's like, it's basically dressing well is good manners. So it's like someone took the time to dress well, and dressing well doesn't mean three-piece suit, as you talk about many times, but they've paid attention to details. They're telling their personal story. And then another thing, I'll take this off real quick, but to the point of when you find something that works. You're gonna get to see the boots. Yeah, so this is a good pair of boots I like, Lucchese's, and the other thing is this I got actually a different pair that are blue. They're navy blue. It's the exact same thing. It's navy blue, and I really like those boots, so I bought the two other colors that they had. So I have this navy blue and olive green because I found that the boot fit well. So it's like, you've got that, now let's expand a little bit laterally, right? So that's how a way that when you find something that works, it doesn't mean, okay, on to the next thing. Sometimes it's about, can I go a little bit deeper with this and have a different color or different variations, but the core piece is still the same.
And that's the thing about dressing sharp, about experimenting with your style, is hopefully you figure out how to send the message you want to send to the world, and just control the message. You just don't want to be walking through life not thinking about.
It's about being. I love what Tanner talks about. Being intentional and like, this is kind of what I want. And again, giving yourself permission to experiment. So for an area where it's like, I've quote unquote not, I don't like the word fail, but where it's, this isn't working, is this haircut. Like, I like this haircut, however, and I asked her to go, so again, back to my tip about being inspired.
What do you guys think of this haircut? I actually thought it wasn't bad, but
I don't think it's terrible.
We're gonna pull up the picture of the haircut that he had before that he really liked, and so go ahead and check out this picture here. Now, do you see the difference with what he has here? And you want to point out what the difference is?
So the main difference is again, going back to my tip of inspiration from TV or movie characters, obviously this is an inspiration from the TV show Vikings. I love that show. It resonates with me, and Ragnar Lothbrok has the long hair, and so I'm thinking about trying that. And so for this particular cut here, she did undercuts on both sides, but I feel like it goes a little too high, and it kind of makes my head look a little funky if my hair's not in the exact right point. So,
now the cool part about this is that he can just simply grow back the hair.
And it's okay. Like, it's not like the end of the world, and I'm not like, oh my god, it didn't work. It's just I got feedback.
Which your style has evolved quite a bit over time.
Yeah, it started with a cape.
Yeah, it did start with a cape. We'll link to that video down in the description. So, Brian, thank you very much for sharing all this insight, guys. And let me know down. Guys, let me know down in the comments what you thought of this video. A little bit longer than a lot of my other ones, a little bit more informal.
Yeah, but hopefully some actionable stuff about, it's about getting a little out of your comfort zone, trying things that still resonate with you, and allowing yourself to get the feedback that may not necessarily be positive, but then you use that to invest in your other pieces.
All right, guys, take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Take care.
All right. Music going. Let's dance a little bit.
Dancing. Yes, I have danced.